Yo, what's up, guys? Another episode, Carpool MMA. I'm your host, Ian Parker. First and foremost, I want to really thank everybody for the support lately. I know you guys have been fans since you heard me on the Anik and Florian show, although I've been around for a little bit longer than that. I just started posting videos recently, and it's been awesome. You guys, the fact you guys are pushing Colin Cowherd to get me on the show, and that you guys want me as a permanent place on the Anik and Florian show, which I think might happen, I really do appreciate it. And, you know, hopefully, obviously, my picks are better than what happened with UFC Philadelphia. We won a few, lost some, but obviously the first two cards before that were flawless, and I plan to just try to be as good as possible on this. Today we're going to do things a little differently. Obviously, we got the Poirier-Holloway fight next week, along with Israel Adesanya and Kelvin Gastelum, and a bunch of other really awesome fights. Those are just the co-main and the main event with both interim titles on the line and stuff like that. So we're going to get into that next week. We'll do picks, all that good stuff. There's just been something kind of bothering me, and I watch Brendan Schaub and Luke Thomas and Ariel Helwani and all these guys, talking about their shows and with Conor and Khabib and all this stuff. And you know what? I feel like I need to address it too, because I just think I'm just as good as them, if not better. Fuck it, why not, right? So here's the thing. Conor McGregor announces what? In the last 2 weeks, he's retiring. We all know the way Conor is. If he was having a true retirement, okay, this would have been a major thing. And we all know there's no way Conor McGregor is going to walk away from the game on a really bad loss to Khabib. He got dropped, he got submitted, and then that whole brawl after. In my opinion, it definitely taints his legacy, okay? I don't really know how good his whiskey sales are truly doing, nor do I really care. God bless him if it goes well. But what's going on right now on social media, Twitter, Instagram, obviously proves he is trying to show the UFC that they need him more than he needs them. Now, maybe he is not aware, and I don't know if his management company has informed him, the UFC struck a really lucrative deal with ESPN, and if you guys watched Brendan Schaub's Below the Belt show, he explains that the ESPN deal guarantees the UFC pay-per-view 500,000 buys each card. That's a huge fucking number. You know what that means? That means they could put anyone as the main event, and they're doing very profitable numbers, like beyond. So that's why they're not in a rush or a scramble to make Conor some absurd offer. That's why they're okay with waiting for Brock Lesnar to fulfill his duties at WrestleMania and to get him and Cormier maybe to fight in like June, July, August, September, October, whatever. They know that they have time to build other stars, and that the sport is doing so well in itself, and it's becoming way more mainstream than it ever has been, that they're making the money off ESPN anyway, so they just don't give a fuck. Conor's trying to do whatever he can do. Now, first thing, I don't know that you guys are business guys. I am an entrepreneur. I own multiple businesses. I've owned many franchises. And look, you don't give someone equity or shares unless you are in desperate need or they're buying into your company. Okay? The UFC does not need to give Conor McGregor equity. Conor McGregor does not deserve equity. He is a fighter. Let's leave it at that, okay? Number one, Conor lost his last fight. If they were to do a rematch, Conor would lose to Khabib again. I would almost guarantee it, okay? Not much would change. Conor's not all of a sudden going to learn how to be an international Olympic level wrestler. It's not going to happen. He's not going to all of a sudden become a black belt in jiu-jitsu. No fucking chance of that happening. He's not going to all of a sudden be stronger, physically stronger than Khabib. It's just not going to happen. On top of that, a rematch isn't going to happen because he got dominated, and there's other guys in place to have this fight. Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway, that fight will determine who's the interim lightweight champ, and what that really means, in my opinion, is that the winner of that fight should get Khabib. Now, if the winner of that fight, whether it's Dustin or Max, get injured, break a hand, and they're just not cleared for the next 6 or 7 months, then I say you give Tony Ferguson and Khabib their fight, finally make it happen, and then the winner of that fight will fight, either Dustin or Max. If I'm Conor McGregor and I want to continue to fight in the UFC, I need a win. Okay, I need a win. And who's that win going to come from? If anybody right now, it's got to be a win off of a name that can draw huge numbers. And that's Nate Diaz, the trilogy. Okay? Conor got finished in the first fight. Nate lost by a decision, which could have gone either way-ish. Okay. However, Conor still won it. The trilogy is what makes sense for him right now. I'm disappointed in the way him and Khabib are handling themselves. They're supposed to be two of the more pivotal names in the entire sport. And with the UFC brand trying to become a little bit more kid-friendly, because let's be honest with ourselves, man, 10 years ago, kids age 5, 6 through like 15, they weren't like, oh, I want to be the next Conor McGregor. I want to be the next Khabib. They were like, yo, I want to be the next LeBron James. I want to be the next, Tom Brady. Well, guys like Conor's name float around these legends of their sport. But when you act like a complete fucking insensitive prick, the parents aren't going to allow you. Like, look, I have a 5-year-old. He's back there, okay? He loves MMA. But I can't let him watch some of the things because, like with WWE, he loves John Cena because John Cena, does, loyalty, hustle, respect, trust, all this shit. And in the UFC, guys like Conor right now are making fun of Khabib's religion. And Khabib is taking shots at Conor's legal stuff right now. Whether it's Ali or not, it's still coming off Khabib's Twitter. If Conor's doing this to try and generate a rematch, there's other ways to do it. It's called winning, okay? Khabib, you are allowing Conor to get in your head, and if it's Ali doing it, which, whatever, you guys work that out. I don't care if your manager runs your Twitter, but don't give Conor the limelight over something as piss poor as this. It makes no sense, all right? I really don't like the way this is going. I think it sets the sport back. Again, there's no other sport where guys are talking shit like this on Twitter and bringing up, like, real-life stuff. Okay? Like, talking about Khabib's wife with her religion, not cool. Showing a picture of Conor with another woman, calling him a rapist, not cool. All right? Those are serious allegations that are not proven. Okay? And whatever religion Khabib wants to practice, that's completely on Khabib. It's like, come on, man. Like, let's not sink to these levels, guys. We don't need to be those people. If you're going to be celebrity athletes, or just athletes, professional athletes in general, act the fucking part. You got to act the part, okay? On to another thing. Justin Gaethje is saying that he is the perfect fight for Khabib, or a nightmare fight for Khabib. I don't really think anyone in that division is a nightmare for Khabib. I just don't. Do I think Justin Gaethje presents a hectic situation for anyone in that division? Of course I do. The dude, just oozes violence, and he's a talented guy. But look what happened against Dustin Poirier, okay? I mean, guys, like, Poirier finished him, okay? And Poirier's fighting for a title, So I don't get how, if you think that you're going to get, you're going to get finished by Poirier, then you're going to get Khabib next. It's not going to happen. All right. I give Gaethje a lot of credit for his fight against James Vick. That was a smart fight to win. Vick was climbing up in the rankings. You were just coming off a bad loss. Go get that win. And by doing it by knockout against a guy like Vick, who had a lot of momentum, that's great matchmaking, especially if you believe in the Justin Gaethje experience. Okay? I'm going to call it that. If you're in the Justin Gaethje business, that's perfect. Now, putting him up against Edson Barboza, in my opinion, was a win-win, because if Barboza knocks him out, promote Barboza. You can. Everyone loves his leg kicks. He's got that knockout against Terry Item is one of the best you'll ever see, ever. Okay, that spinning fucking roundhouse back kick, insane. Okay? And if Gaethje wins, now he knocked out Vick. He just starched Barboza. He's back. He is now fucking back. So what do you do with Justin Gaethje? Well, it depends on where some of these guys are fighting. Okay? A guy like Nate Diaz. If you bring Nate Diaz back, that's interesting. Okay? Diaz has a hell of a chin. And Diaz seems to throw guys off that you think he's going to get dominated by, and he just does what they do, the Diaz punching. A million bajillion strikes and it wears you on the body shots. I'm curious. Anthony Showtime Pettis. Okay? Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is a much better striker than Justin Gaethje. Added a bigger weight class, so he's heavier. Okay? The thing, though, is that it's interesting. It's just two different types of striking. Okay. You then have someone like Paul Felder. Okay. Now, Felder threw his name into the hat. He just beat James Vick also. Paul Felder is he's a psycho, which is what you need, and he's a very technical striker. So they have options with Gaethje, but Khabib Nurmagomedov is not one of them. If you want to even wait on Gaethje and let him fight the winner of Ally Quinta versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone, okay, or if you want to get crazy, I don't think it's right to Tony Ferguson, but if you want to put Gaethje against Tony Ferguson, you're just talking about another very, very violent fight. So, you know, when guys say they're nightmare matchups for like a champion, I don't care about him being undefeated. You guys have heard me talk about this. The undefeated thing means nothing to me. You can come into the UFC 12-0, 20-0, and then all of a sudden, what if you win the belt? Like, let's put it this way, right? Let's just say somebody like, I don't know. Let's just give an example. Let's say Aljamain Sterling wins a title at some point, okay? But he's got 7, and he retires. Let's say he retires 33-15. It's not going to happen, but if he won the belt and defended it 5 times, does anyone give a fuck what his record was? No. So I'm putting that to the side. But for real, though, there's only one guy, in my opinion, at the moment. Well, correction. In order of who I think would give Khabib the most amount of trouble, I think I'm going to go down in order. I think it would be Dustin Poirier at number 3. Okay? The reason why I have him as my 3rd is because the other 2 guys I'm going to talk about, I think, have better takedown defense and have way better wrestling. Okay? I think Dustin's striking is top-notch. His cardio is fucking fantastic. And his jiu-jitsu off his back is awesome. But I don't see Khabib being submitted while being on top, and I don't see Dustin being able really to prevent Khabib's takedown. But if he's able to stop the takedown a little bit, and look, Conor was able to at first, Dustin, in my opinion, wins the striking battle. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, the blessed era, Max Holloway. Holloway is a much better striker than Khabib. He is faster. He is more precise. His cardio is, I think his cardio may be better. He can take punches better than Khabib can take them. Okay? And I think Max's wrestling takedown defense is very good. Okay? And he's got good jiu-jitsu off his back, too. Number 1 may surprise some of you guys, but I think it's Tony Ferguson. Okay? I think Tony Ferguson the cardio is insane. The way he fights is just insane. He's very unique. Let's call that his unique style of striking can pose a threat. He's got he's got excellent wrestling. He's got great top jiu-jitsu. He can submit guys from the bottom. Again, I don't think that will happen with Khabib, but I think Tony's just unorthodox approach to striking would be weird for Khabib, and it would force Khabib into a wrestling match. And I think Tony could do okay. So that's where I'm kind of at with everything. If you guys have any questions or you have a difference of opinion or you agree, let me know. Comment at the bottom. Hit me up on social media, Twitter, Parker K. Chiro. Same thing for Instagram. All right, I will be posting again next week. Going to do some picks for the Holloway Poirier. Listen to me. The Holloway Poirier fight card. Okay, was it UFC 236 in Atlanta? All right, and we're going to have some fun. All right, guys. So hope you enjoyed this. If you got any questions, there's other topics you want to ask me about, I'd be more than happy to shoot some more videos. All right, until then, let's go.